So I figured it would be best to start with a bit of a preface for this video. Naturally, part one is going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, a bit boring. Not a lot is going to happen, but I hope you stick with it because in part two, that's when things start to get interesting. You'll see. But in part one, we will be showing kind of what I do when I first join a server. When I'm finding a new server to play on, I like to, test the waters, run around for a bit. So I usually record and don't usually, include commentary while I'm recording because I'm just trying to get a feel for the server, trying to find out if the player base is aggressive or a bit more laid back, So that's where we're going to start our adventure. So naturally, like I said, I like to go around, see what kind of rated bases I can find, maybe some loot. I found this base that was unfinished and I realized I could craft a pickaxe. So why not? And of course, I rummaged through it a bit. There wasn't a lot there. I did end up getting a Taskmaster. I think it was tier 1, tier 2, something like that. I don't remember if I got it at this base or another base. There's so much footage that I do record and so much footage that I cut out. And sometimes when I'm making these videos, I never know exactly what to go for. But I looked around this base for a little while trying to see, but eventually went along my way, and this is what I love doing, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. Just seeing what kind of things we can find to help us. This base, though, like some of these bases on this server, I swear this server used to be PvE, and then they switched it to PvEC, allowing you to raid a couple days out of the week. As you'll see, some of these bases that I run into, they're just very PvE friendly. Now, I know even on PvP servers, you'll run into bases that people make and they don't make sense. It's just Conan. But on this server, you run into a lot of bases in weird locations, and they just recently, you can tell, have been literally gutted in typical Conan fashion. But I'm a rat, so I'm going to go through these bases and look and see if there's anything that maybe they missed or left behind that I can take advantage of to help me progress along my journey. But usually, it just leads to nothing. And if you're lucky, you'll find some honey like this, and that's about the sweetest thing you find in these bases. But I don't know, people have an obsession with popcorning everyone's loot. If you're one of those players, go fuck yourself. This base, I just had to. The anti-climb was just on point right here, so I had to check it out. I thought maybe they were missing a roof. I honestly thought it would have already been raided, but, well, it wasn't. But they had actually put all their roof pieces on. They just failed to do anti-climb fully or finish. I don't know what was going on with this base. Just going back to the original point where I said, not really sure what's going on here. And don't get me started on this star metal run. Usually when I start on a server, within the first day, I like to get things done. I like to get my thrall. I like to get star metal. I like to progress and get farming going for the basic resources to upgrade my benches and whatnot. But I still don't understand how star metal can be this buggy. I do not understand how it is something that has not been addressed. This has been an issue for so long. I eventually just lost it and shot all my explosive arrows at this node because I was just like, I don't care. If it's gonna blow up, it blows up, great. If I run out of arrows, great. Now, placing these furnaces took me a while. I was literally messing with this for a while. It's edited out mostly, but you could see the placement here. Oh boy, it drives me nuts. I'm sure a lot of you are just sitting in your base spending so much time to meticulously place something, and then eventually you just get to a point and say, screw it. I'm just gonna put it how it'll fit, and I don't care. But I like things to kind of look, nice. Maybe it's some form of ADHD, but sometimes there just comes to a point to where I just don't care. So after I got all this star metal going and smelting so I could get a star metal tool, I was literally just standing in base doing fuck all. So I decided to go cut down a couple trees and then run right back in my base and stand AFK. So I decided it would be a good idea to go get a couple horses because I was planning on logging off and then logging back in and the horses would be done. And I saw this base. Just another... I don't know. I don't know what this server was. I swear prior to it being a PvEC and allowing a couple days to raid, that this was just a PvE server. After I headed home with the horses, I got them into their stables and logged off for a while. I logged off for about the amount of time it would take for them to be done. I looked at the server settings, so I knew when I should get back on to pull them out. Oh, heavy. First one is Ajah's Bane. That's gotta be a sign, right? First chest you get being Ajah's Bane. That's gotta be a good sign. Alright. I still don't feel like a lot of people utilize this place for those Lemurian wraps. They're so nice to have. I usually like to fill a couple boxes of them. And then they're always just nice to carry on farm runs, even PvP, and just nice free heals. I don't know. People sleep on that a little bit. I'm pretty sure this base is rated, but the anti-climb is... I don't know what's wrong with this server. Okay. We're gonna still go take a look. Fantastic anti-climb. Yeah, they've been raided. I wonder why. In typical fashion, it looks like everything has been popcorned, probably. Except for 8 wood. I'll never understand people's obsession with popcorning everyone's loot. In any game that I've played, people just like to popcorn people's loot. Now, I understand, maybe if they're a cheater or something like that, or a complete asshole. But usually, I don't see the need of doing it. Like, there's nothing in here except 8 pieces of wood. Yep. Well, you have to check. Like, I got that free Taskmaster and some mats earlier because someone, you know, I don't know what was up with that base. I don't know if it wasn't finished. The guy died. Said, screw the server. I don't know. It was weird. It was only a tier 1 Taskmaster, but still. Free stuff is nice. Oh, wow. There's even stairs here. How nice. Okay. Let's see. I already see what I see. Gotta check. Nothing but some wood. What? Wait. Oh, there's some hide. Some leather. mean, you could have just jumped in here and you didn't really have to blow it up, but... Okay, so there's a couple bases here. Rated. Okay, bye, internet. Alright, we got our wheelbase set up, so... Maybe we can get some steel. I don't have to go deal with it right now. Log off. Okay, so not terrible. We came out with 174 steel bars. So we can make a torturer's table over here. Saves us some work. Get a truncheon. Not bad. There is no name there anyway, so it's kind of nice. Didn't have to worry about killing something we might want. Of course, in my stubborn nature right here, I kept trying to somehow get into this little castle someone had built. I knew there was a taskmaster in there on the wheel and a thrall on it as well that I was just curious if I could get in to get it. And yeah, I'm sure many of you have spent countless minutes, if not hours, trying to figure out a way. I eventually gave up, though, after a while. I could not be bothered to continue to die. So right here, I have skipped a lot of the farming and grinding. I have most upgraded benches and whatnot now, and I figured I wouldn't add that in as much. I included a little bit of farming, but so when you leave your base in Conan, you never know what to expect. And the last couple of days of me playing on the server and farming and just grinding out and getting things done that I needed done, I really wasn't overly cautious about another player killing me. I made a mistake here, because some new people had joined the server and they are hyper aggressive and they were just out to kill anything and anyone they ran into. I made the mistake of lowering my guard in this situation. I don't have the clip because I wasn't recording at the time. I was just farming for a priest for Yogg so I could, you know, get a god bubble going on my base location. I died, and at the time I had given a truncheon to the thrall and the Ajah's Bane that I had recently got that I thought was going to bring me good luck. I lost to this player. So some time had passed since I had died to this player, and my girlfriend was over at Sinner's Refuge and said someone was griefing her and door camping her, and I asked if she got a name. When she told me the name of the player, I realized it was the same player that had just killed me recently. Well, in typical fashion, I grabbed a horse and I headed over. But I do hope you like the series. Part 2, things are going to get interesting, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I do post Conan content, and if you like the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up.